very wealthy people from, is it Canada or the States? I know you're Weelam and Karen, and they're just going to give us a few tips on how to get started. We're going to give a little bit of information where they came from, what it was like, and the challenges on the way. Wow, there's so many things.
Okay. So the question is, how can somebody get out from their corporate job and will be able to sustain their financial freedom if you want to? There are a few ways that you can do it, and the way that we experience is that I guess when you are working for somebody else, that income itself is still quite important. So what you need to do, possibly that you want to do in parallel, you have to sacrifice some of your evening time and also possibly your weekends. And what you need to do is to come up with a plan. How do you want to do that? The way that we do it is we've gone through the real estate because we have the passion of real estate. So let me share with you how we do that. So evening when we come home, we study the property itself, whether it's a good buy. You know, there's certain kind of formula that you need to go through to get it done. It's not as easy as just dump your money into a property without knowledge. So you possibly want to get some kind of help from a coach, find a coach or a mentor to help you along the way. Those people who has done that before possibly will be able to share the experience with you. And you can also pay a coach that has done that before, and they can teach you how to do that. So for weekends, usually, you know, you want to become like something like a weekend warrior.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. So what you do, you just have to sacrifice a lot of bar time, TV time, and you know, just focus on what you need to do. When you sacrifice enough for, say, 2 years time, let's say give yourself about 2 years to see whether that formula work for you. It worked for us, but I'm not sure it worked for everyone else. So after 2 years, then you can reevaluate whether you have enough rental property that you provide some cash flow for your day-to-day expenditure. Then you decide whether it's time for you to go full-time and get off your corporate job. But don't get out of your corporate job until you get to that point. Usually, I think the rule of thumb would be that if you can have cash flow from rental property or any other income that you can kind of recoup your 33% of your salary, then you can seriously think about whether you want to jump off the job market and do it full time. Or maybe you're more comfortable with 50% of your salary that has been covered by other income source. Then it's something that you want to consider to jump off, you know, to get rid of your job and becomes full-time entrepreneur.
And so, the key here is be persistent
yes.
and take actions.
Knowledge is one thing, but knowledge is something that somebody can help you. But taking action, nobody can help you. You are the one who has to take it. And,
jump off the plane,
and that's what we did.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Apart from your time on the bar and television, what impact did it have on your family life? Not just like your internal family life, but with, you know, your friends and, you know, your mother or father want to come and visit you, or they say, "Where are you? You're supposed to be at the." What happened there?
Both our families are overseas, so that's not really a problem for us. Though we do put our kid as the first priority, so her activity would take first priority, and we'll just arrange the rest of the time around hers. And another key thing is we were sleep deprived a little bit from time to time, just because we couldn't find time during the day. We really would have to work into the night, late nights.
And one thing that is kind of important, not sure whoever watched the video has the luxuries, because there are two of us.
Yes.
We are husband and wife, and we kind of support each other, and you know, that's why, you know, it make our journey a little bit smoother than somebody that maybe one of the spouse is not buying into this. You know, they are afraid. You know, when you're feeling of something, sometimes you have to compromise. So, but for the two of us, we know all along that this is what the journey that we want to take. So, you know, the support from your spouse, or if you have like a, you know, two people working partners
team.
Working on to the same goal, that makes a difference. So, you know, that's why we are successful in terms of that.
Now, you also said talked about getting a coach or a mentor. Yes. who helped you get your first property?
Okay. In terms of the rental property, like a condominium that we purchased, we did it by ourselves. We learned from our parents. My father especially. He was involved in real estate, and I kind of learned from him remotely. And then at one point we thought that it's time for us to do it. We have enough saving to put down payment, and then get a bank loan with good credit, things like that. So that get us started. But when we realized that the residential rental is something that is kind of something that we don't really like because of the tenant issue, the high maintenance issue, the running toilet, things like that. So just kind of resented about it. So after a while, we realized that there are people, experts, share their experience with us. As long as you pay them, right? So you sign up for the coaching program, and in this country, not sure about other country in the world, but in this country, in the United States, there are many resources that we can sign up. But I have to tell you though, not all the coachings, they are not equal. There are some coaches that are better than the other. So you just have to ask your gut whether you make the right decision to pick the right coach. If this person is not the right coach, the program is not suitable for you, you have to find another one, move on.
Yeah.
We have, I think, gone through about, I'll say a good dozen of different coaches and different coaching. Spend a lot of money to go there, but we persist. Our persistence just helps us out.
How much money would you say did you have to get through before you
a lot.
get to the right one? $50,000, $100,000. That's pretty good.
How about, let's say, $250,000
Wow!
for start?
Wow!
Yeah.
That shows how committed you really
Yes.
are. Because guys, you guys can't see me. I'll just put my voice in. Here I am, so happy. Weelam and Karen, they are multimillionaires now, and they have their own businesses. But it was I'm guessing a lot of finance and a lot of sacrifice financially to get that, to get to that stage.
Basically, you didn't need to juggle.
Yes.
As long as you feed your family well, that you cannot sacrifice, right? And you have saved enough money for the raining day, and then you just need to be smart enough how you spend your money. What is the ROI? I think at that time we don't have a lot of training about the ROI, but we just have a goal, and we know we want to get to that goal. We don't know how to do it, so we just pay somebody to help us to get there. And once we start to learn from one coach, one after another, we know that we are on the right path.
Yes.
And how long did it take for you to find that right?
We spent about
2007, 2010,
we started
4
from-
years.
Yeah, 3-4 years later.
Yes.
Then we
It's not the earlier ones were not right, but it just they really help us to accumulate our knowledge.
So you needed to upgrade your skills after a certain
one
level.
level at a time. We couldn't even jump into where we used 2010 level from 2007 directly. It's not going to work. So we really learned from the first coach to the second and find the right one.
I think that's a really excellent point you make, Karen, because I think people go out and they just compare all the coaches, and I think all they need to do is take the first coach they've got,
The most
do what they
basic.
say,
Exactly.
and then they think, okay, this coach only knows about residential, I want to move into commercial, or blah, 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 blah. Upgrade your coach, yes? A bit like
Exactly.
JT Flock says with all his different
Exactly.
for example, our first coaching program was about residential. And it's something that we feel that it's not something that we desire. So
But then again, we still learn a whole
we
lot.
still learn a whole lot from any coach. Any coach at the time, any knowledge that they share with us is great, right? But
We learned that residential is not for us.
but then we move on to the commercial real estate, and then we learn from different coaches.
Yeah.
And finally, we found a coach that teaches the self-storage, and then we know that it makes sense.
That's what we want.
That's what we want. The self-storage is not sexy at the time when we learn about it. However, we just have the gut feeling that it's
That's
something
the
that
right one.
worth our time and the money to invest into.
A very common question from our family is what? Self-storage? What is that?
At that time, not many people, even in this country, 1 out of 10 household probably will use a self storage, but the majority of the people, they have no idea what the heck is self storage.
For the UK market, we actually we've got yellow storage, got big storage, so we actually know it very well.
That's very good.
But I think you're right. In the States, it's very much an untapped market. Yeah. So Weelam and Karen, thank you ever so much for sharing with our viewers your tips.
Okay.
Just remember the tips, guys. If you're in a job and you've got kids and a family, do it slowly.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.